we are travelling down the Midland line. This is where the junction begins for the Midland, the airport, and the soon to be constructed Ellenbrook line begins. It is quite a massive project. This is the start of the viaducts or bridges which replace the old Bayswater bridge. The old bridge was notorious for being very low and eating trucks. So these viaducts are quite a bit higher to avoid that problem in the future. Once those 4 platforms and 4 lines are completed, this station will be demolished, and another viaduct of similar design will also be completed with another 2 platforms, another 2 lines, which will become the Ellenbrook line. There is one difference though for the Ellenbrook line, is that the viaducts will be quite a bit longer because it has to go over another 2 roads and then join up with a highway freeway, which the new Ellenbrook line will parallel. But in the meantime, we have to make do with this old station. Gone through a high-speed junction. The Midland line is on the outside, the airport lines are on the inside, directing us towards the dive structure. We're doing about 90 kilometres an hour. Once we hit the tunnels proper, the driver will accelerate up to 130 kilometres an hour. Here we are at Redcliffe. The artwork is of a leaf motif, little vignettes and stories of people past. You can see some leaf design on the roof. Here we're standing beside the emergency exit and 2 of the tunnel vents. With the train doing 130 kilometres an hour, that's quite a lot of air to push through 2 tunnels, so some of that air is redirected up through these vents. 2 vents per tunnel. This is staff parking, and also the kiss and ride, where you drop your partner off, kiss them goodbye and put them on a train. And there's the old entrance to the airport. Was a major road, and now it's just an avenue of trees. Here's one of the tunnels. It's bi-directional, that's why we can see the red light. And there's the vent duct, which redirects some of that pushed air, that compressed air from in front of the train up and out of the station. And overhead is the solid overhead conductor rail, which is a fairly unique system in Australia. We are in the concourse of Airport Central. It is an enormous space. That grey and blue box is actually 2 very large lifts. And on that far side is the escalator. I don't know how big the one in Foggy Bottom was, but yeah, these are pretty big, but without feeling claustrophobic. I guess that's why people hire architects, because they could have made it claustrophobic if they wanted to, I guess. And then we're looking down onto the concourse and to the platforms below, some 20 metres down. And off to the left there is the sky bridge to the terminals. An exterior view. Currently a Hertz rental. Used to be a car park. This is one of the faces of the tunnel boring machines. One was named Sandy after an insect, a sand groper, and the other one named Grace after a local girl who was suffering from a childhood cancer. Here is the High Wycombe junction between the catenary on the left and the overhead conductor rail on the right. Wire is cheaper than rail, however rail takes up less space and that's why it's used. It was first used in Perth in the Northbridge tunnels. Siding for the rail cars for peak periods. Right next to a freight terminal.